I do the hard work. I set up the board properly, I cross-step to the nose, and then what happens? I stand there like a statue, not making any of the very necessary adjustments. There's so many things we can do to extend our nose rides, and standing there in a static position isn't helping anything. Today I put to practice some of the wise words we're about to hear from Ben Considine, and I got one of the best nose rides in my life. Today I'm going to be working on nose riding, but more specifically, what my back foot is doing while I'm nose riding. I touched on this a little bit last week, but basically if I'm hanging 5, my back foot, so my left foot, is the foot that has to move either back or forward, depending on what the wave is telling me. Now, I don't know the science behind all of it. Basically, the goal is to hang 10, so you hang 10 in the steep part of the wave when you're in the pocket. When you start to kind of drift out of the pocket, you can switch back to a hang 5. Then if the wave builds up a little more in front of you, you can get back to a 10. But like I said, I don't know too much about this, so I decided to consult the great Ben Considine because he's way more knowledgeable than I am. Ben was nice enough to let me pick his brain for a while, and I'm going to give you some of the highlights of this fascinating interview. But the first question I asked him was, what is going through your head as you're nose riding, specifically as it pertains to the back foot?
On your back foot, yeah. So the back foot is the key for nose riding. I like to, when I do lessons, I say the front foot, for hanging 5, the front foot is just a poke forward. So I like to use that, terminology, because it means you're not going to be placing much weight onto that front foot. It's all on the back foot. If we've got it on the front foot, what you can see is it'll look kind of awkward. So say this is the front foot here. If you've got more weight on the front foot, you'll get both knees bending. It looks a little bit awkward and a little bit unsteady. Mm-hmm. But yeah, for the most part, we do want to try and keep a lot of the weight on that back foot and just poking and lightly touching forwards with the front foot. As I come into a really steep critical sections, the one that we were just talking about, like you've got in New Jersey, the really sucky sections, that's when you want to move that back foot further forwards. But even as you're adjusting that back foot positioning, you're still going to be placing your weight onto the back foot. If you've got more weight forwards, you might as well be hanging 10. But it'll always be that hopping back and forth with the back foot too. Yeah. That's one of the key things to elongate and extend your nose rides, is adjusting the back foot. If you just have it there as a dead weight and it just stays there, then you're going to get caught or you're going to have to come back off the nose. The back foot's really important in terms of elongating your nose rides as well, on which side of the rail you place it on. Uh-huh. So have you ever found that if you've just got the back foot in the middle of the board, that you kind of lose the pocket or lose the section when you're nose riding? Mm-hmm. A lot of the time it's really important to make sure that back foot is on the inside rail so that you're kind of following the curl, or it allows you to hug the pocket more tightly, and so you're really connected to the critical section of the wave, where if we don't do that, you can often lose it and you'll drift off towards the shoulder or down the wave even. Mm-hmm. But using that back foot on the inside rail helps you keep in the critical section. And then if you're too high on the wave and you need to come back down, you'll actually put the back foot on the heel side rail, mm-hmm. or on the outside rail. Right. So you'll notice the backwards and forwards movements of the back foot, but you'll also notice the side to side movements of the back foot.
So much goes into it. It's so insane. Yeah. Where can people find you on social media and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, so I've just got a YouTube channel, so that's under Ben Considine, but I do a little series called The Sunday Glide there, so feel free to watch that. I've got one coming out today, actually, which will be last week for the time we recorded. But that comes out each Sunday, and then just on Instagram, Ben Considine. That's the main stuff.
All right, thanks so much, Ben.
No worries, Brian. Have a good one.
All right, have a good one. Thank you. Wow. Well, he gave us so much to think about when it comes to the back foot. It will definitely take me a few videos to cover all of it, but today I'm going to narrow it down to just moving my back foot forwards or backwards, depending on what the wave is telling me. statue.
Right now, I don't know if I'll ever arrive.
Another statue. Kidding aside, I actually did utilize my back foot well on this wave. I noticed I was drifting too high up, so I put pressure on the toes of my back foot, and the board went back down the wave. It's amazing how much you can manipulate your board while on the nose. Who knew?
Into the black hole. Sing for my soul. Through the black hole.
I was able to practice moving my back foot a bit on these waves. Ben makes it look so easy, and it's definitely not. But after getting some practice in last week and today, it's feeling better and better. I just need to work on getting my movements less stiff and clunky, because at times they can be quite ugly.
Now the sun dies out. 'Cause I can only give you my heart.
I also had a couple board setups I was happy with.
Darkest
These are some of the best waves of the year, but they were quite fast. I was happy I was able to get the board traveling up the wave in one slow, controlled motion, even though they didn't amount to much.
I'll be paying for the ride. Into the black hole. Sing for my soul.
In the future, I need to pay more attention to keeping my weight on my back foot while hanging 5. Ben said not to have too much weight on your front foot, and that seems to be a common theme throughout my surfing. I also need to pay more attention to keeping my back foot closer to the inside rail. That way I stay locked in the pocket. And that's just another nugget of wisdom from Ben.
I'll give you my love. Into the black hole.
And without question, this was the best wave of the day. Maybe my life. I don't know.
For my soul. Through the black hole. To make myself whole
It's not often I get 2 nose rides in one wave, and this is also about the longest ride you can get in New Jersey. Today ended up being one of those days where the waves were just so good that I lost my focus. However, it was extremely fun, so it's a win-win. Watch this video next to learn how not to lose your focus while surfing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see everybody next week.